In every corner of our world, life is unfolding, quietly, loudly, beautifully, and painfully. People rise, fall, dream, struggle, resist, create, and survive. Most of these moments disappear the second they happen, but some moments are captured, and once captured, they live forever. This is where photojournalism begins. It is the discipline that takes reality, raw, unfiltered, and honest, and freezes it in a single frame. A frame that can spark compassion, provoke debate, inspire action, or even change the course of history. I am Betal Himgit, a second year student of journalism, and together we will uncover the story of photojournalism, its purpose, its worldwide impact, and the unique way it has grown and transformed here in Ethiopia. Photojournalism, the art of telling real stories through the lens of a camera. Unlike ordinary photography, it doesn't seek beauty alone. Its purpose is truth. Truth about our world, our struggles, and our moments of courage. From the battlefield of history to the streets of Addis Ababa, photojournalism has changed how we see the world, one picture at a time. Today, we explore the story of photojournalism, what it means, why it matters, and how it has grown globally and here in Ethiopia. The first thing we're gonna raise is what is photojournalism? Photojournalism is a branch of journalism that uses photography to tell news stories. It captures emotion, truth, and the context in real time, moments that words alone could never fully describe. Around the world, photojournalism has exposed war, injustice, and the natural disasters, but also human strength, resilience, and hope. In Ethiopia, photojournalism reflects the heartbeat of the nation, its people, its struggles, and its triumphs. It's more than taking pictures. It's about documenting the soul of the country with honesty and respect. The power and importance of photos. A single photograph can change the world. In journalism, photos are not just decoration, they are evidence. They give credibility to news stories and make them real. A powerful image can communicate emotion, urgency, and truth faster than 1,000 words. It captures attention, strengthens memory, and builds understanding. In the digital age, photos are what makes people stop scrolling and start caring. They demand transparency. They hold leaders accountable. They remind us that behind every headline there are human lives. From newspapers and television to online media and social platforms, photojournalists give us the eyes to see beyond words. Examples of impactful photojournalism. One of the most powerful examples in Ethiopian history comes from the famine of 1984 and 1985. Photographs taken during that crisis reached audiences around the globe, sparking an unprecedented humanitarian response. These images didn't just show hunger, they revealed humanity's shared responsibility. Today, many Ethiopian photographers are redefining the narrative, capturing not only hardship but also progress, creativity, and pride. From modern cityscapes in Addis Ababa to colorful rural festivals and the portraits of everyday life, their work challenges old stereotypes and shows the country's vibrant reality. Internationally, photojournalism continues to inspire action, whether in war zones, human rights protests, or environmental campaigns. It proves that across borders, the cameras remain one of the strongest tools for truth and empathy. History of photojournalism in Ethiopia. The history of Ethiopian photojournalism begins in the 19th century when foreign explorers and missionaries first introduced photography to the region. During the British expedition of 1868, military photographers captured early images of landscapes and the people, some of the very first visual records of Ethiopia. By the early 19th, local photography began to take root. Armenian photographers such as Bedros Boyajian and Levon Yazidjian opened studios in Addis Ababa. Their portraits and events photos documented royal ceremonies, political meetings, and the daily life, giving Ethiopia as a visual history of its own. By the 1930s, Ethiopian and foreign photographers were capturing key national moments, including the coronation of Emperor Haile Selassie. These photos showed a sovereign, modernized nation to the world. In the decades after World War II, photography became part of the National Archive, preserving images of modernization and social change. Then came the 1983 up to 1985 famine, a turning point that revealed the global power of the image. Photojournalists like Mohammed Moamin brought the world's attention to Ethiopia's suffering, prompting massive international relief efforts. From that moment on, photojournalism was no longer just a profession. It was a force for change. In recent decades, Ethiopian photographers have continued that legacy. Names like Mulugeta Ayene, recognized by World Press Photo in 2020, represent a new generation using their lenses to tell authentic stories of both challenge and progress. Development in the modern trends. The development of photojournalism in Ethiopia has followed the country's own transformation. In the early 20th century, photography was confined to studios and formal portraits. But as newspapers and the public media grew, images began to accompany national news. By the 1980s, photojournalism was documenting not just ceremonies, but social realities, poverty, conflict, and resilience. Then came the digital revolution. With the rise of television, the internet, and affordable cameras, the craft became faster, broader, and more democratic. Today, anyone with a smartphone can document history as it happens. Modern Ethiopian photojournalists work for newspapers like Addis Fortune, Reporter, and EBC, but many also publish independently on Facebook, Telegram, and Instagram. They cover politics, development, and culture, but also everyday life and the social issues. Groups like the Center for Photography in Ethiopia and Everyday Ethiopia train and support photographers to tell their own stories, highlighting both the beauty and the complexity of the nation. Digital archives are also preserving historic photos, protecting Ethiopia's visual memory for future generations. The new trend is clear. Photojournalism today is more digital, more personal, and more community focused than ever before. The power of image today. Photojournalism remains one of the most powerful tools for truth in our world. It documents political movements, social struggles, and cultural moments. It informs, educates, and connects us, even across language and distance. Though technology changes, the mission stays the same: to capture reality with honesty, courage, and compassion. Every photograph tells a story, and every story reminds us of who we are and who we aspire to be. This is the continuing journey of photojournalism, a journey that began with light, evolved through struggle, and continues to shine truth into the heart of humanity. So far, we have explored what photojournalism is, how it began, how it evolved, and why it remains powerful. Each part shows how photographs shape
our understanding of the world.